Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, today I am here with part 25th of History chapter number 3, Nationalism in India. Today, in part 3 of the revision of the chapter, I am going to complete the revision of the chapter. In previous two parts, we discussed till calling of non-cooperation movement after the incident of Chauri Chaura by Mr. Gandhi. After calling of non-cooperation movement in 1922, Mr. Gandhi wrote letter to Viceroy Irwin with 11 demands. Out of those 11 demands, one very important demand in the form of abolition of salt tax. But Gandhiji got no response from Irwin. In such situation, Mr. Gandhi started salt march along with his 78 trusted volunteers. Many people joined the salt march in the middle of the way. After reaching Dandi, Gandhiji violated salt law by manufacturing salt. Then after all over India, many people violated the salt law. So we can say Dandi March, it was the beginning of civil disobedience movement. After the salt march, Britishers started to arrest prominent Congress leaders like Abdul Ghaffar Khan and many others. Due to these violent clashes in many parts of India, and even police started firing on satyagrahis. Gandhiji was also arrested by Britishers. British police started to attack on satyagrahis. Even women and children were beaten by Britishers, and thousands of people were arrested from all over the country. Due to this, Gandhiji called off civil disobedience movement. When Gandhiji was released from the prison, he entered into a pact with Viceroy Irwin. This was known as Gandhi-Irwin Pact. As per this pact, Gandhiji agreed to take part in second round table conference. On the other hand, British government agreed to release all the political prisoners. Gandhiji went to London to participate in second round table conference, but he got failure. When Gandhiji returned to India, he found that many of the Congress leaders were still in prison. Britishers, they declared Congress illegal. So Gandhiji again launched civil disobedience movement. How different social groups participated and reacted towards civil disobedience movement. Number one, rich peasants. The rich peasants, especially Jats of Uttar Pradesh and Patidar of Gujarat, they were hit by trade repression and falling prices of agriculture product. They were unable to pay the revenue. They demanded reduction in revenue. They decided to support civil disobedience movement. For them, it was struggle against high revenue. But they were disappointed when civil disobedience movement was called off by Mr. Gandhi. And when it was relaunched, they were unwilling to participate in civil disobedience movement. Number two, poor peasants. Poor peasants, they too face similar problem as rich farmers. Depression made it impossible to pay rent to landlord. On the other hand, Congress was not willing to support poor peasants, fearing it might upset the rich farmers. So that's why no active participation by poor and small peasants in civil disobedience movement. Number three, industrialists and businessmen. They demanded protection against import in fixed exchange ratio after the depression. They set up their trade organization for the protection of their rights. And for that, they decided to support civil disobedience movement. But after the failure of second round table conference, they lost their interest in civil disobedience movement. Number four, workers. There was a limited participation of workers in civil disobedience movement due to the closeness of Congress with business community and industrialists. But still, some of the workers participated in boycott movement and demanded for better wages and better working conditions. Number five, women. One of the significant features of the civil disobedience movement was participation of women. From the beginning of civil disobedience movement in the form of salt march, large number of women participated in civil disobedience movement, in protest marches, in salt manufacturing, picketing of foreign clothes and liquor shops. Even many of them went to jail. They service to nation as a sacred duty of the women. So this way different social group participated in civil disobedience movement. Now limitation of civil disobedience movement in the form of participation of Dalits and Muslim community. Number one, Dalits. These Dalit people, they were facing a evil of untouchability from the beginning. So Gandhiji opposed all form of untouchability and urged people to remove the evil of untouchability. Gandhiji organized satyagraha for entry of the Dalit into temple and other public places. Many Dalit leaders like Ambedkar, they demanded political empowerment for Dalit people. Ambedkar organized the Press Classes Association in 1930 and demanded separate electorate in second round table conference. But Gandhiji ruled out the demand of separate electorate for Dalit people. Then after famous Pune Pact was signed between Gandhiji and Ambedkar, and it granted reserved constituency to Dalit people. But still Dalit remained uneasy towards civil disobedience movement. Number two, Muslim community. After the decline of Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement, Muslim felt they were alienated from the Congress. Alienated means separated from the Congress after decline of Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement. Even these Muslim people demanded, Muslim League demanded separate electorate, which Hindu Mahasabha rejected. So there was a difference of opinion between Muslim League and Hindu Mahasabha regarding separate electorate for Muslim community. Both communities were filled with suspicion and distrust. Muslim leaders feared that this domination by Hindus might they lose their own culture and own identity. So here I would like to tell you that there were two limits of civil disobedience movement in the form of participation of Dalits community and participation of Muslim community. Now this sense of collective belonging. History, fiction, folklore, songs, symbols were used by artists to arouse feeling of nationalism among the Indian people. Now many artists started to portray images of Bharat Mata. Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay created the first image of Bharat Mata, and then after many other created the image of Bharat Mata. Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay hymn to motherland Vande Mataram was sung by satyagrahis during national movements. Many historians describe the achievement of India, past achievement and past glory of India. They reinterpreted the history, and Indians begin to write about their glorious past and how the colonial master degraded the identity of India. Many nationalists begin collecting folklore and they try to preserve the tradition and discover national identity. One such was Natisa Sastry. He started to collect southern literature. Even many artists started to use symbol like flag to arouse feeling of nationalism among the Indian people. So with this, the revision of chapter number 3 is over. In coming lecture, we will discuss about the map from history chapter, and even I would like to give you some notes of the same chapter. Thank you very much for your cooperation.